Hello everyone. Welcome to our English listening practice. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe so you can grow with this community and learn English through inspiring stories like this one. Now let's move on to the story. Viola Davis was born on August 11, 1965 in a small town in South Carolina, USA. She was the fifth of 6 children in a family that faced incredible financial struggles. Her mother worked as a maid and a factory worker, while her father worked as a horse trainer. Despite their hard work, the family didn't have much money. In fact, they were very poor. When Viola was just a baby, her family moved to Central Falls, Rhode Island. It was a place with old, dilapidated buildings, and they lived in a rundown apartment. The apartment had broken ceilings, rats in the corners, and the heat didn't always work. The family often didn't have enough food, and Viola remembers being hungry many times. She even recalls the days when they had to sleep on the cold floor because they couldn't afford beds. Life was hard, but it was also the beginning of a journey that would take her to incredible heights. Viola's childhood was not just marked by poverty, but also by the challenges of racism. She grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood, and at school she was often the only black student in her class. Many of her classmates teased her, called her names, and made her feel invisible. This is something that many children, especially children of color, experience, the pain of not feeling seen or accepted. But it was in these painful moments that Viola began to develop a deep inner strength, something that would later become one of the keys to her success. One of the few places where Viola felt a sense of peace and acceptance was in the world of acting. She loved to pretend to be different characters, to live different lives. It gave her a sense of escape from the harsh realities she faced. As a young girl, she joined her school's drama club. That was the moment when she realized acting wasn't just something fun, and it was something she could do to express herself, to find her voice, and to connect with others. Viola's teachers noticed her natural talent, and they encouraged her to pursue acting more seriously. She applied to college and was accepted into Rhode Island College, where she studied theater. However, even though she had earned a spot in college, she still struggled with money. Sometimes she didn't have enough to eat, and she had to deal with the added pressure of being one of the only black students in her classes. But despite these obstacles, Viola never gave up. After completing her studies in Rhode Island, she went on to study at the prestigious Juilliard School in New York City, one of the best acting schools in the world. Life in New York was still difficult. She often didn't have enough money for food or living expenses, and she had to work multiple jobs just to make ends meet. Hollywood and Broadway, the places where many dreams come true, felt far away for Viola. She had to face the hard truth that the acting world often didn't value people like her. Casting directors often told her she wasn't pretty enough for lead roles. They said she was too dark-skinned or didn't fit the image of the typical Hollywood star. But Viola didn't let these criticisms stop her. She had a powerful desire to tell stories, and she knew she had the talent to do it. Viola's first big break came in 2008 when she was cast in the film Doubt, starring alongside Meryl Streep and Philip Seymour Hoffman. Viola's role in the movie was small, but her performance was unforgettable. In just a few short scenes, she captured the audience's attention and earned an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. Though she didn't win the Oscar, this recognition was just the beginning of a much larger journey. It proved to the world that Viola Davis was a force to be reckoned with in Hollywood. Even after her Oscar nomination, the roles she was offered were still often limited to supporting characters, often stereotypical roles like maids or helpers. She realized that the industry wasn't giving her the opportunities she truly deserved, so she decided to create her own opportunities. She became a producer, making sure that the stories she wanted to tell, the stories of strong, complex women could be told. One of the biggest moments in Viola's career came in 2011 when she starred in The Help. The film, set during the civil rights movement in the 1960s, told the story of African-American maids working for white families in the South. Viola played the role of Aibeline, a kind-hearted but strong woman who works for a white family and raises their children. Her performance in The Help was powerful, emotional, and raw. She was nominated for another Oscar, and even though she didn't win, it solidified her place as one of Hollywood's top actresses. But Viola's true breakthrough came in 2014, when she was cast as the lead in the TV series How to Get Away with Murder. In this role, Viola played Annalise Keating, a brilliant, complex lawyer and professor. It was a role unlike any other. For the first time, a black woman was at the center of a major primetime drama. Viola's performance was so incredible that she became the first African-American woman to win the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series. In her acceptance speech, Viola spoke powerfully about how the lack of opportunity for women of color in Hollywood needed to change. She said, "The only thing that separates women of color from anyone else is opportunity. You cannot win an Emmy for roles that are simply not there." Her words resonated deeply with many people, and they inspired a new conversation about representation and diversity in Hollywood. Viola Davis didn't stop there. She continued to build her legacy, one powerful performance after another. She won an Oscar for her role in Fences in 2017, a movie that was based on a play written by August Wilson. She also became the first black woman to win the Triple Crown of acting, having earned Academy Awards, Emmy Awards, and Tony Awards for her performances. But even beyond her awards, Viola Davis is known for her dedication to her community. She is a passionate advocate for education, racial justice, and women's rights. In 2017, she founded the Viola Davis Foundation, which works to support organizations that promote education and empower young people to pursue their dreams. She also uses her platform to speak out about the importance of representation in the arts, knowing that when people see someone like them in films and TV shows, it can change their lives. Through her book, Finding Me, Viola shares the story of her life, the pain, the joy, and everything in between. In it, she writes about how she had to overcome shame and fear to become the woman she is today. She speaks openly about the struggles she faced and how they shaped her. Viola says, "I own everything that has ever happened to me. The parts that were painful, the parts that were beautiful. I am not ashamed of my story." Through her journey, Viola Davis has taught us many lessons. She has shown us that no matter where we come from, no matter how many obstacles we face, we have the power to change our own stories. She's shown us that when we face our challenges with courage, resilience, and honesty, we can accomplish things we never dreamed were possible. She is a living example of what it means to never give up. Vocabulary from this story: dilapidated, in the very bad condition because of age or lack of care. Unforgettable, very special, so good or strong that it cannot be forgotten. Stereotypical, a fixed idea about a group of people that may not be true or fair. Resilience, the ability to recover quickly from difficulties or challenges. Representation, the act of including different people or groups, especially in media or decision-making. Starred, acted as the main character or one of the most important characters in a movie, play, TV show. So if you're learning English and you're facing challenges, remember this story. Remember that the journey to success is never easy. It takes hard work, perseverance, and sometimes even a bit of pain. But if you keep going, if you keep improving every day, you can achieve greatness. just like Viola did. Thank you for listening to this inspiring story of Viola Davis. If this story helped you or if you found it motivating, please like, subscribe, and share it with others who might need encouragement. Let's keep learning and growing together. See you in the next video.